Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Levinson, Managing Partner with Levinson and Associates. With me today, we have the Joseph Lochran, our Marketing VP here at Levinson. And, first off, I want to thank everyone for taking their time, especially out of a busy Thursday afternoon. We truly appreciate that. We know how valuable each minute is. And I just want to say that today's webinar, it's a little different. And yes, of course, I'm excited about it because we always try to bring some great value add to our agents and clear up any rumors or gray area, especially about these two parts of our industry. And also the reason why this is a little bit different is, first off, we're launching two very unique niche websites for the insurance industry. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to dive in and show you a 100-foot overview, if you will, of the final expense site and then, of course, the IUL site. And we're going to talk about the reasoning behind this and why it's so important for you as an insurance agent, or if you're a GA and you have agents under you, for you to understand all of the moving parts. Let's say if it's IUL lingo or different mailer programs or live transfer leads, or you hear about let's say a certain index UL and you want to know the real story. So this is the exact reason why we built these two sites, okay? Very, very important stuff, and we want you to share anything that you learned today, of course, with your consumers and any downline agents that you work with. So first off, I'm going to mention the two sites. It's very simple, IULExperience.com, and then finalexpenseexperience.com. Pretty simple. You do have to be logged into our website, so kerrylevinson.com. You must be logged in, and then you can literally just click and you are in, or use your same username and password, okay? It's single sign-on. So the reason why I say if you're logged into our website and then you just click to IUL Experience, you're in, you don't have to hit anything, okay? So it remembers your information, very easy. Okay, now, what I want to mention before we dive in, we're excited about what's going on here with us at Levinson and some of the neat new technology that we've been able to incorporate. So we have made a huge stride with this Sell While You Sleep and Insure Me Now direct platform. You're going to hear about this platform through national e-blasts online. We have 2 press releases going out. It's going to make a huge splash in the industry, and I'm kind of going off script here, and the reason why is because you're going to hear about this and you might scratch your head and say, you know what, Bill, how is this different? I see this Ethos and Ladder Life, and they're advertising all over the place, even on local radio stations. So how is this different, and why is this unique? And I'm just going to tell you this. So Ladder Life and Ethos, they're great companies, and they have these angel investors that literally dumped in millions and millions of dollars into marketing and technology, and that's all great, and they're doing well. But the main difference is they literally have one carrier and one product for everyone. Okay, now we all know from the captive days, one carrier and one product does not fit everyone. It's not a one-size-fits-all, right? We know how that works, and that's why we all became independent agencies and agents. That's simple. So what we did, it's not rocket science, we went out, we created the same type of direct-to-consumer platform, but we're going to start with 3 carriers and over 10 different products. And the most important part, you, the agent, you control everything. Okay, so you hear about this D2C, direct to consumer, and the carriers threatening to go to your clients directly. Well, the best part with Sell While You Sleep and Insure Me Now Direct, which is the same thing, by the way, is it's your website, and you're going to drive traffic, and you're going to e-blast this message out. You're going to market on social media with your company name and your picture and everything else. And then when a policy is purchased, you control that particular policy, and you build your book of business just like if you were face-to-face with a client. Okay, it's the same thing. So yes, we're going direct to consumer, but it's you going direct to consumer. So I love that piece, and that's never been done before. It's the same concept of Amazon, right? If you think about Amazon, they have different products from different manufacturers, but the client can go to one place, very easy. They can purchase whatever they want. They can stack products. They can combine. They check out all with one shopping cart. Same exact process, but you, the agent, control everything, okay? So this is freaking awesome, and I'm so excited. So we have 3 carriers now. We should be launching within a week. Okay, literally, we're so close, and we already have 2 new carriers that have signed on. Okay, so we're going to have 2 more carriers in about 8 to 10 weeks or so. So a total of 5 carriers. And the 2 new carriers, I can't mention their name yet because of NDA agreements that are in place, but the one is literally a household name that everybody knows, literally everyone. When I say that, I'm not saying it loosely. Every single person has heard of this name. If you're not, you're living in a cave somewhere. So I couldn't be any more excited. This is huge for our industry, and it's a great opportunity for our agents to go out and recruit other agents, because no one can get access to this platform unless it's through you, and you're obviously through Levinson. So it's going to be freaking awesome. Keep your eyes peeled. We're going to have another webinar for that. Let's get back on topic here. I'm, as you can see, very excited. It's been my dream come true, literally, for about 5 to 7 years now. So all good stuff, and we're not going to let you down. It's taken a little longer than we thought, okay, because of lots of red tape and compliance, but we are 99.9% done. We have 2 carriers that are approved. The third one, it should be any minute now, literally. So great, great stuff. All right, back on focus here. Today's webinar, we're giving away a free tablet, the new Kindle Fire Amazon tablet, to the 150th registrant. We'll give that away at the end. And then what we're going to do, we're talking about indexed universal life today and final expense, 2 hot topics in the industry. So our SAGE scholarship program comes free with the sale of, let's say, an IUL product that qualifies or a final expense product that qualifies. You're going to see that in just a few more minutes here. If you are appointed on the final expense side under Levinson for Foresters and or Mutual of Omaha, we'll send you the free magnetic. It's an Ask Me About Free Scholarship pin that we literally have agents wear to the supermarket, to their kids' basketball, soccer games, and it opens doors for conversation. Because just remember, okay, when you talk about life insurance, especially to a new prospect, what do? They don't move forward and move into the conversation. They back up and they cross their arms and they say, oh, life insurance. You know, people don't want to talk about life insurance unless there's living benefits attached, right, to where the owner can benefit while they're still alive, or when you're talking about a free scholarship for children or grandchildren, it's a whole nother conversation. Then people want to move their chair forward and talk more, and all of a sudden their arms are loose and not crossed. So the scholarship program puts a totally different spin on life insurance sales. So we'll send you out the free pin if you are appointed with Foresters or Mutual of Omaha on the final expense side. If you're not, get appointed today with us and we'll mail this out for free. It's on us, no problem with that. Moving forward here, just out, Insurance Newsnet magazine, Banner Life, Legal in General, just put out a great article, okay, all about term insurance on 35 and 40-year term options. And check out, I circled it in red, look at that name mentioned there, top right corner, Levinson and Associates. We talk about how great this new option is, and again, just great marketing and branding for you. And if you're building your downline, leverage our name and branding, right? And build your hierarchy. It's so easy to literally, and I say this all the time, you don't have to listen to us, just watch what we do and do the same thing, okay? Like, in other words, this article now, you're going to see it all over our social media pages. You're going to see this on our website. take the article and do the same thing and build your own downline. Watch what we do. And I'm learning from the insurance carriers and from the big social media PR firms, okay? I'm watching what they do. So anyway, it's not rocket science. Let's not reinvent the wheel. Watch what we do and do the same thing, and we can all be successful and get our names out there. Okay, moving forward here, top IUL carriers real quick, and then Joe's going to dive in just a few minutes here, and we'll go underneath the covers and show you all the good stuff that we've been marketing for the last couple weeks. Top IUL carriers, and then what we did is put a little asterisk next to each carrier that comes with our scholarship program free. So that means if you sell one of these products, you can give the client's children or grandchildren a one-year scholarship to our 400 colleges across the country, okay? And we literally have schools in every state, almost every city. So there's no excuse, okay? And if your client says, oh, you know, Bill, my kid's going to Florida State, and Florida State's not on your program. Guess what? First of all, the client didn't pay for it anyway, okay? Number one. Number two, you can transfer the scholarship to any blood relative. So if little Johnny's going to FSU, guess what? Little Cindy might want to go to Embry-Riddle, Lynn University, okay, Nova Southeastern, whatever the case is, there's so many options, and the most important part, the client is not paying for the program regardless. So if they were buying an IUL from Joe or from me, right, we're both looking at the same carrier and product, the premium's identical, the difference is I'm giving the client this free scholarship. So I'm going to get the sale every time because of the value add, even if they like Joe a little bit better. So start thinking like that. This is free for you. There's no commission reduction. It's a no-brainer and puts a different spin on IUL or final expense. So we have listed in front of you all of our top IUL carriers. We have direct contracts with all of these carriers, so there's no kind of multi-level marketing here where you start off at a 35% commission and there's 19 layers in between you and the IMO. You are literally contracted with us directly to each carrier that's listed in front of you. Okay, as you can see, Allianz is an approved scholarship carrier, so is National Life, or LSW, Kansas City Life, and Mutual of Omaha. And just real quick, when you dive into the website, you're going to see a bunch of marketing material, client-facing, agent-facing, videos, all the above, and then we have a separate scholarship section, and this chart is on there as well if you need it for quick reference. Okay, let's move forward here. What we're going to do now, and the whole idea behind this was I wanted to clear up a lot of the gray area with indexed universal life and final expense. You know, there's so much talk out there with, hey, you know, especially now on social media and YouTube, you know, hey, come join with me and we'll give you free leads. Well, what they don't tell you is you start at a 30% commission level and they handcuff you and you can never get a release. Okay, so ask the right questions. Know who you're jumping in bed with, and also know that, and this is the most important thing, that you can get a release if needed for whatever reason. Get that in writing, okay? Because there's lots and lots of fine print, gray area now, and just know, obviously, if you're appointed with us with as many carriers as you can, great, but we also understand that we're not the perfect fit for everyone with every single contract. So if you have to go outside, just ask the right questions. You know, we're hearing about, yes, free lead programs, and we're hearing about triple-digit commissions, and there's lots and lots of crazy commission levels or lead program talk that's going around the industry right now. And the bottom line is there's no free lunch, and we're going to clear all of that up with the IUL Experience and the final expense experience. We're going to make things very simple. The long story short is you get top direct contracts, and then we give you full access to our co-op lead programs, which we're going to dive into. And also, if you are appointed with any one of our carriers today and you transfer over to Levinson, as soon as you place your first app, we give you free leads. So you get a little taste of the various lead programs. And then you can say, you know what, I want to participate, or you know what, I have my own leads I'm generating. Totally up to you. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to have Joe jump into the IUL Experience. As soon as he's done, I'll introduce the final expense version, and then we'll dive in there a little deeper. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So I'm going to actually just jump right into the IUL Experience site, and then like Bill said, we'll transition over to the final expense experience site. What I'm covering today is kind of just a sneak peek, giving you a little bit more detail on what's available inside of these websites. And this afternoon, you'll receive an email from me with a link for both of these sites. You can actually jump in on your own as long as you're logged into CarrieLevinson.com and start to use all the different resources that are available on the website. So I'm going to jump right in here. What we've done with both of these sites, and I'll start with the IUL Experience, is kind of taken everything having to do with the Index Universal Life product, sales software, in-person training, consumer materials, compliance approved materials, even agent training on how the products work, what's the best way to approach a client. We even dive into some carrier and product training. And then like Bill said, with the scholarship program, that's something that's exclusive to you as a Levinson agent. So we dive into all the resources that are available. And then we also go into some different IUL lead programs and how to prospect for that golden IUL client that you're looking for. There's a lot of research that have gone into the site, both sites actually. So I want to just jump in. We'll actually start with the first tab and kind of go through each section so that you know a little bit more about what's underneath the covers here. So starting with the sales software, this is, in my opinion, one of the best sales software platforms in the industry for Index Universal Life. We've vetted a lot of different companies, a lot of different programs. Most of them are very difficult to use, but what I love about this sales software platform, you can literally run an illustration, click a button with the carrier product, and it ports right into the sales software. So no lengthy adding information or going through multiple steps. Everything is right at your fingertips. The best part is it not only provides client brochures and custom proposals, but compliant approved group and one-on-one presentations that are actually carrier approved. It is the only platform that has that stamp of approval from the different home offices, which is great when you're presenting a product like Index Universal Life. So some of the things you can expect inside of this sales software is custom proposals and showing clients the downside of what happens and maybe comparing it to another product and how that affects their retirement scenario or all the different uses of that Index Universal Life product. If you're a producing agent with Levinson, you're writing IUL business, we'll give you access to this software at absolutely no cost. So definitely an awesome program. You can click through and actually demo the platform. There's even a little video that dives into how the program works and to kind of give you a more in-depth overview of why it's so important to have a sales tool like this in the IUL marketplace. And one thing we've seen with this IUL platform is that agents that have historically written Index Universal Life business, for seeing the same number of clients, actually have a much higher closing ratio because that software breaks down the product and it helps that client understand exactly what that IUL can do for them. If you're interested in more about that sales software, I will send a link this afternoon. Also, we're having a day of training. It's called the IUL Masters Academy. It's Friday, August 23rd, which is coming up here. It is in Boca Raton, Florida. We'll send a link to register for that class. You're not only going to learn kind of the basics of IUL, but how to sell them, how to approach the clients, how to use this software to actually maximize sales. And we'll send out some testimonials as well because the agent feedback is really what's important when it comes to these different sales platforms. And in my opinion, from what we've seen, this has really helped agents more than anything in that IUL marketplace. So they've got a great system set up. Again, that's August 23rd, 2019. We'll send that link out. I definitely highly recommend that for any agent. Even if you've been writing IUL products for years, you're definitely going to learn something to help grow your business and write more business when it comes to the IUL products. The next tab available is the consumer material. I think this is awesome. We've literally taken all the carrier approved material, put it in one spot so you can click through multiple carriers, multiple products, and see the PowerPoints, the videos, the presentations, the information that's interactive with your client to be able to have that meeting, whether it's a screen share or in-person meeting, and be prepared. So a lot of this is customizable to you as an agent and to the client, which is great because if you've ever sold from an illustration, it becomes very difficult a lot of times with all the different, 30 plus pages of an illustration, this material cuts right to the chase and gives you just the information you need to explain the product and explain how it can help that client in their individual situation. So a lot of information available on the website. The next tab is the agent training materials. So this is awesome, and not only dives into Index Universal Life 101, kind of understanding the basics so that you can explain the product to your client, but also giving you material on how to market, how to approach clients with IUL. Included in here, there's even social media campaigns start to finish that break down, hey, let's start with week 1. You're going to post this on your Facebook page or social media platform, and then you're going to send this e-newsletter that talks about the IUL products. It will literally walk you through step by step to create that online marketing presence and that online brand, whether it's for social media or email marketing. Everything is built into the website, so you can click through by carrier and get all of that information. So everything right at your fingertips. It's going to save you a ton of time when it comes to marketing IUL. Next tab here dives into carriers and products. There's a lot of different IUL products in the marketplace. We put together a great chart here that kind of breaks down each carrier, the rating, the issue ages, whether you have to be pre-appointed to sell the product. We also detail if these carriers have simplified underwriting criteria. We have one carrier that you can do an IUL all the way up to $3 million of coverage with no pyramid exam, no blood, no urine. So when we look at different IUL scenarios, even if you're going for a much higher death benefit, we have those options available. We even detail the different caps, participation rates, the Comdex rating, and which carriers have e-applications. And then you'll notice each carrier has their own tab, so you can break down each carrier, learn more about the product, the historical returns, all the different riders that are available on the product. Some of these products have a early cash value rider, which helps accelerate or in some scenarios actually waive the surrender charges, which is perfect for some of the clients that might typically be a little bit older for an IUL sale. We can get them earlier cash values to really show how this is better than a lot of other products, whether it be guaranteed universal life or whole life products, because they're accessing their cash value much earlier. So that's all available right at your fingertips underneath that carrier and product tab. And we do update that every single time there's an update on those products and the participation rates and the caps. I'm going to hand it back over to Bill to dive into the scholarship feature built into our IUL products.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. All right, so the scholarship program is available on both sites, on the IUL site and, of course, the final expense side. And as far as the scholarship goes, it works the same exact way. So it doesn't make a difference if it's indexed UL or final expense. So I want to give you just a quick overview, and then as soon as I'm done, Joe's going to take the wheel and dive into the final expense experience. So everybody's comfortable by the time we are done today, and then you're literally ready to dive in and hopefully start to use our marketing material to make some new sales. All right, so as you can see in front of you, and all of this is on our website and in the final expense and IUL Experience site. So we have a bunch of videos for you, the agents, so you can get comfortable with the way the process works, and it's pretty simple. And in fact, we even have a new tab where the client can self-enroll themselves. If they literally buy the qualifying policy from you, you email them the link, they put in their name, phone number, email address, and boom, they're enrolled in the scholarship program. And it looks and feels just like, say, a Bank of America checking account where they can go in all the time and check their points. Every point is $1 of scholarship. And what's so cool, every time they go in, and by the way, they have to do this at a minimum every year, they're going to see your name, phone number, and information, okay? So that's a great way to keep your name in front of all your clients. So there's so many awesome sticking points here. I can't stress it enough for you to make sure that you're comfortable with the basics of the scholarship program, because it literally gives you a whole nother hat to wear when you're out there marketing. So just real quick, those are some videos that you're looking at in front of you. And then we have a bunch of consumer brochures and marketing material. You can co-brand with your picture, the name of your company, your phone number. You can email market by using Blast. You can put this on your social media pages. You can make a 1-minute video, literally with your cell phone, okay, and talk about some of the colleges that are in the program. We have some really, really neat stuff here. And the most important thing is you need to open new doors, right? I feel like I don't care if you're the best agent in the world and you're MDRT and CLU, CHFC, if you have no one new to speak to about life insurance and all of your great ideas, then you're literally up against a wall. So use some of this marketing material, like this magnetic pin. You know, I wish we had a picture of it, but it's very simple. It says, "Ask me about free scholarships." Up there we go. That's me in the bottom right corner. Joe, very quick with your reaction time, buddy. So that's me with the purple polo shirt there, and that's the pin. So I'm going to mail you out the pin as long as you're appointed with either Foresters or Mutual of Omaha on the final expense side, or if you get up and running after today, I'll send it out. Just send me an email. And the reason why this is so neat, okay, so I don't care, you know, if you're mortgage protection or if you're working final expense or IUL, you literally walk around with this on your suit or let's say on your dress shirt, whatever it is, okay? People want to know more, and they're going to say, "Hey, wait a minute, what is this scholarships pin that you're wearing? Tell me more." And it opens the door to a new sale, a new client. We literally have agents that are selling. We have like these children's whole life policies with Gerber that are a few bucks a month. We have agents selling these, and people don't even care about the life insurance. They just want the scholarship. Think of like a Delta frequent flyer program, right? Frequent flyer points. It's the same mindset, but instead of points for obviously Delta's frequent flyer program, every point is $1 of scholarship to any of our 400 colleges. So really, really cool stuff. Take a few minutes and get comfortable with it. All of those carriers on the bottom all qualify for the platform. In front of you is also some neat marketing material that we put together. If you really want to get fancy, what I would do, if you look at the top right, we put together a Professor 101 training series that helps you understand all of the scholarship lingo and what is a FAFSA form. And it basically allows you, again, to wear that second hat and sit down with a client or prospect and not just talk about life insurance or retirement planning, but talk about college planning for little Johnny or little Jenny that eventually are going to go to school one day, right? We know that's going to happen. Their parents know that's going to happen. It's the number one door opener. I'm telling you right now, it works. It leads to sales and referrals. So great stuff to take advantage of. Joe, let's move forward here. And what we're going to do now, I'm going to have Joe dive into the lead programs. We're going to dive into the final expense experience. And then we're going to close out with a few tips and tricks. And we're going to talk about what else is new at Levinson and Associates. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. So another great part of that IUL website is diving into the leads and prospecting systems. We've got some awesome IUL books. These are phenomenal. The whole idea behind these is you actually give these out to a qualified prospect. They read how the IUL product works, all the different uses for it, and some real life examples of just how powerful it is. And it's probably about a 45 to an hour read. Once they're done with it, agents are seeing that the clients are calling them saying, "Hey, this is a phenomenal product. Let's set up an appointment," or "I want to get going with this because I now understand all the great tax advantages and benefits of that IUL product." So awesome, awesome lead. Those books are available right through our website. I will send you the order link today so you can get started in receiving those as soon as next week. On the right-hand side here, we have an awesome live transfer lead program. We've dealt with a ton of lead programs over the years, and most of them, unfortunately, are shared leads, and they're not very profitable, and the conversion rate isn't great. This particular program is the best that we've ever seen. The best part about it is not only do you just get client information, your phone actually rings with that client on the other end, and you can actually set all your demographics. So, for example, if you live in, let's say, Palm Beach, Florida, and you want just people within a 50 to 75 mile radius that are between the ages of 40 and 65, that are looking for $500,000 or more of coverage, you can literally set those demographics, flip on or off the switch. Let's say you're on vacation, you turn it off, you don't receive any lead calls, but if you're interested in getting them when you come back, sit down on your computer, you hit the on switch, anybody that is calling that lead company inquiring about coverage that meets your criteria, they're automatically going to patch them through. Your phone's going to ring, you're going to answer, and you're going to have a live client on the other end. So awesome program. We actually co-op that program. So depending on how much you're looking to participate, we'll either kick in $200 or $300 worth of free leads just to get started with that platform. So a lot of great resources when it comes to the various lead programs and prospecting tools focused around the IUL marketplace.
Okay, thanks, Joe. And by the way, I know this is a lot of information we're going over, but I feel like we wouldn't be doing our job correctly if we didn't touch on each button or section of the different sites. So take down notes, ask questions. We have that question box on the bottom right corner. Okay, you can ask questions or give us comments, good, bad, and different. We want to hear from you. Or we can visit after today's webinar to make sure that you are comfortable with everything. So now we're going to switch gears, dive into final expense, okay, burial insurance. It's yes, there's a lot of gray area, again, rumors, myths, all on the final expense side. And I want to clear up a lot of that today. Again, there's no free lunch, right? You're either going to take a huge commission haircut and get some maybe B or C free leads from whatever IMO or agency, or you're going to get full commissions, take advantage of a co-op lead program, okay, where the IMO pays part of the cost, and get a bunch of tools and sales platforms at no charge, which is exactly our concept, okay? So with Levinson, yes, you need to get appointed through us. You can get a release at any time, and we put that in writing, by the way. And as soon as you're on board at no charge to you, you get full access to the SAGE Scholarship Program, okay, so you can market final expense to seniors now and offer this free scholarship to their grandchildren, right, or blood relatives or children, whatever the case is. Then you also get access to a new platform we are rolling out this month called Legacy Armor. So this is free for our agents, and what this is like a safe deposit box at Bank of America again, okay? So instead of the consumer walking in and keeping all their valuable stuff there and writing some notes down on a piece of paper for last wishes, this is all online. This is like an online safe deposit box, okay? Totally secure. We literally invested with this third-party company a bunch of dollars into security and encryption and a bunch of neat stuff that we're going to dive into on the webinar, but it's free for all of our agents, and it just gives you the third hat to wear when marketing for final expense. Okay, and another tool here, and this is important, this is called Legacy Safeguard. Okay, so the first one is Legacy Armor, that's like the online safe deposit box, and then we have the Legacy Safeguard platform, and that is like a turnkey burial platform that allows you, the agent, to sit down with your client and go over all of their last wishes and who gets what, and it's a funeral home planning, and there's a 800 phone number the client can call anytime if they have questions, or there's an emergency, or maybe their spouse passed on and they don't know what to do next. This is a live person available 24/7 that helps the client with everything from A to Z. We give each agent a full kit and workbook with a CD, and it allows them to sit down with their client and give them this free kit, okay? As soon, they obviously have to buy from you, the agent, but this is totally free for you, okay? So it allows you to look at, let's say, final expense or burial planning in a totally different fashion. It's not just about, selling the cheapest final expense whole life product out there. No, now you're providing this value at no additional charge to you, the agent, or the client. Okay, so this is all important stuff when you're out there marketing, because there's so many agents calling on the same clients and competing. So now you come in on a totally different angle and just show that value add. It's going to help you tremendously. We also have some great co-op lead programs. We have a great mailer. We have live transfers. We have these exclusive final expense and mortgage protection leads that are available. We have this prospecting tool called Agency Automator. It has millions and millions of consumers in there. You can just dive in, like Joe mentioned, and say, okay, I want to talk to, all consumers turning 65 in this zip code, and the system will spit out thousands of names, numbers, emails, and addresses of those consumers that fit into that criteria. So all of this is available to you. So now, don't you think it's better to get the full commission and take advantage of this kind of platform rather than literally giving up half of your commission to get some free leads that are B or C rated and have been called on, 10 to 20 times already by the time you get around to them? So anyway, I think, in my opinion, you get a direct contract, you work in this fashion with all of this value add, and you literally run with this program. And then what I would do is talk to other agents and start to build your own downline. So Joe's going to dive in a little deeper now and show you what is exactly on the Final Expense Experience website. Joe?
Yeah, Bill, thanks. So I'm real excited to dive into this website. We've got some awesome material built into it. The first is the tab on final expense products. So as we all know, there's a lot of different carriers out there. The chart available on the website breaks down not only final expense carriers, but also guaranteed issue options depending on the client's issue age. We even have guaranteed issue for clients younger than age 40, which is, I know, very, very hard to find. So clients in their 30s, even late 20s, we can do some great guaranteed issue options. Every single carrier that's inside of this chart also has the ability, you can click on them in the toggle on the bottom left-hand side there. It'll break down that carrier and show you not only the product guides, but actually the rate cards, the application process, some client brochures, the agent guide, so you can learn everything about those products and kind of compare them side by side. As we know, final expense products, we've got to make sure we have the most competitive product and the underwriting is a good fit for the client. So these product details will let you know, based on your client's underwriting condition, maybe if they're a diabetic and they're not on insulin, which carriers can offer them a level benefit. So all those resources available right at your fingertips, so you can make that determination and let that client know, hey, I checked over 25 different top carriers and this is the best final expense solution for you. So everything available, again, right on that final expense product page. You can dive in and start learning about those products, and also reach out to our marketing team. We know these products like the back of our hand. Give us a shout and say, hey, this is a scenario, what should I do? And we'll give you the best options for that client in literally minutes. So great options available there. Lead systems, we have some awesome lead systems. Not only that live transfer lead program that I mentioned, they also have live transfer leads available for those senior clients. We have a direct mailer piece, which is a amazing discounted price for Levinson agents. 1,000 mailers, you pick your own zip codes, you pick your own ages, all those come back directly to you. You don't have to work with trying to coordinate with a mail house or a different lead vendor. Those come back to you. So whether that client responds in the first week or it takes them 2 months to get that back to you, those go directly to you. We also have verified leads for final expense. This is actually a great company that will send you an email with all the client lead information, a little bit more about what they're looking for. So you can reach out to that client, excuse me, right away and get them that product, get them that quote that they need. We also have an amazing final expense prospecting tool. You can put in your zip code and ask the actual company to show you qualified people within a 10, 15, 20, 30, 50-mile radius that maybe are turning age 65 in the next month or next 6 months, and do a campaign email system that will drip market on that client, talking about the final expense products and why it's important for them to set up a call with you or a meeting to explore every single one of their options. Diving in a little bit deeper here, final expense training. This is probably my favorite page on the entire website. This is probably only about 60% of the training videos that are available on that tab. You have step 1, which is the warm up prior to the sale. Step 2, introducing the product and our legacy safeguard marketing platform, all the way through step 7, step 6, of course, closing the sale. So these are great little short training videos from an expert final expense agent that has over 30 years of experience actually working with people in their home and on the phone to close final expense sales. And there's even some additional training videos on a referral program that's guaranteed to get you more referrals, and a new way to cultivate some new leads from your existing book. So definitely check out those videos. Even if you're an agent that's been selling final expense for 20 plus years, I know you're going to learn some great information from this section of the website, because this content is amazing. A lot of great thought and a lot of great material went into making that data. Also, sales scripts. This is extremely important. We've taken some of the more successful sales scripts that agents are using in the field, 3 different sales scripts, a great final expense fact finder, which will help you work with that client and actually try to find the best product for them, help identify some additional assets. Maybe they want a final expense product, but they have some money sitting in a low earning CD that you can reach out to our annuity department and talk about some other annuity or immediate income options for those clients that are more focused on the annuity or accumulation section of their life. So great options here. A lot of agents take these, customize them, make little tweaks to kind of improve that sales pitch. And with most of these final expense products having an e-application, where you can take the entire e-application over the phone, and in some scenarios get an instant approval, it's a very, very important part of the process to have the right sales script to make sure you're setting the expectations and explaining the product correctly. So all those are available underneath that sales script page. Final expense quoting. This is awesome. We not only have some great final expense links, but we also have a final expense quote engine. So you can enter in all of your clients' information. You can run multiple death benefit amounts and run a spreadsheet of what top companies are available based on that client's age and benefit amount. So all that available in real time, right at your fingertips, a great way to compare the different options. And some of these quote engines that we have even have health analyzers built into them as well. So great resources to give you those quotes in real time. And another great thing, I know Bill kind of already touched on it, but I think it's very, very important to dive into the Legacy Safeguard marketing program. This is really in its own arena, complete turnkey final expense sales platform, 100% free for all Levinson agents. This is unlike anything else that you've seen in the industry, and not only helps you and trains you when it comes to final expense sales, but it helps you give something to your client kind of similar to our scholarship platform that other agents in your competition won't have. It's going to give them access to legacy planning guide software, which helps them kind of determine how much coverage they need, what they need to put in place to leave that lasting legacy, and also legacy planning archives, so they can record important information, final wishes, so their family knows what they would want after they've passed away. Estate planning support, they can help them locate a funeral home and negotiate the price of that funeral, so they know what a casket should cost. They know, how everything should be planned out, so that when the time does come, they're making sure that they're getting the most bang for their buck and not having to overpay for all those funeral services. There's also end-of-life planning, and they do help with some beneficiary travel assistance. So if you're looking for a little bit of help and a little bit of assistance, this really locks up that final expense sale, 100% complimentary for all Levinson agents, and the client doesn't pay a penny more for this platform. So a lot of great resources to dive into, but Legacy Safeguard, whether you're brand new and getting started in the final expense industry or you've been doing it for years, a great system to kind of fine tune everything final expense.
Okay, good stuff, Joe. We are just about done, and I know your head's probably spinning right now because there's so much stuff. But keep in mind, we do all of this once again to provide the value add for our agents, and of course your downline, right? So we get it. We understand that you're out there, you're, let's say, cold calling or knocking on doors or trying to network, or you're out there marketing on social media, and you need something different. You need an edge. You need an angle. So we feel that it's our job to go out there and find whatever tools or platform or technology works, and obviously share that with our agents. The latest tool is that the Legacy Armor. That's going to be awesome. All of our agents, free access. You can give to your clients this online safe deposit box, like an online vault, okay, for all of their beneficiary information, passwords, last wishes. This is going to be freaking awesome. We have a big press release going out the end of this month. You're going to see that. Keep your eyes peeled. So we're not going to stop here, folks. It's only going to get bigger. The list is going to get longer. Okay, I promise you that. So get access today. Everything is in front of you there. We highlighted it in red with those arrows. You can jump into the website and check it out. Let us know what you think. Obviously, you do have to be appointed with us, okay, to get full access to everything. And if you are interested in getting set up, just let us know. We literally have 9 marketers now, 4 remote, that can help you get up and running. All right, so let's move forward here. We're just about done. Upcoming agent training events. This is important. And the reason why I say it's so important is because we all know, I don't care what age you are or how long you've been doing this, if you don't keep all of the latest and greatest top of mind, you're going to fall backwards, okay? So it's our job to bring in the best, and it's our job to keep learning and sharing with our agents. And that's exactly why we put together these trainings that you're looking at in front of you. So every single day of the week at 2 p.m. Eastern, we have Kevin, our programmer. He hosts each call. So if you're interested in a certain tool, if you want our free website or the free CRM, you just look at whatever day corresponds to that tool and you can log in. And what's neat about those trainings or webinars is you can ask questions. They're all open lines. Okay, like right now you're on a closed line because of the number of agents that are on, but these calls are very private and they're more like one-on-one based. Okay, so you can go on to our training calendar and log in and register for any of those trainings every day of the week. On the bottom there, that's probably the most important training. Now, if you've never sold an IUL before, or you're an IUL professional veteran, you've been doing it for 18 or 15 years, whatever the case is, you're going to learn a lot at this class. It's hosted by the company called Stonewood, who also handles our IUL software. And the fee is $5.99. Okay, it's a one-day entire event based around IUL, non-carrier sponsored. Okay, the monies go directly to Stonewood. Okay, yes, we're hosting it with them. And then what we're going to do, if you qualify, right? So if you have at least 10,000 of IUL premium, we pay for the class for you, okay? Or if you have a downline agent that would also like to attend, or friend, the price, it's a co-op fee of $4.99, and you can bring your friend that's an agent or downline for $1.99, okay? So try to make this class. It's very, very private. We have a few agents coming in from different parts of the country. This is usually held in Kentucky. This is the first time ever it's being held in South Florida, and it's a Levinson event. Okay, so please try and make that class. I guarantee. In fact, we're going to send out an email within the next week, and we'll show you some real live agent testimonials from Kentucky where they have sold an IUL within the following week of the class. And these are big premium cases, you know, at least 5,000-7,000 of target premium, all the way up to 150,000-200,000. So I promise you it will be a day worthwhile, and if you hit that $10,000 mark, I'm going to pay for you personally. So let us know if you're interested. August 23rd. It's going to run about 9 a.m. to 2 or 3. We bring in breakfast and lunch for everyone. Okay, moving forward here, I'm going to dive into the Bill Levinson Experience. And by the way, we have one more slide and we are done. I know I'm holding everyone pretty long here, but I think this is all important stuff. And also keep in mind, if you picked up, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 ideas and you say, wow, I'm going to start to use this afternoon, right? And you're motivated now and you're hyped up and you use maybe the scholarship program and you make a new sale or get a new referral, to me, it was worth the hours spent. So that's how we look at this when we design these things. We try to hit you with everything, and we don't want to leave anything off the table because we want every agent to walk away with at least one good idea. The Bill Levinson Experience. Now, if you're driving to your next appointment, if you have some spare time over the weekend, at night, early in the morning, if you're going on your morning jog or walk, whatever it is, put this in your iPhone or your smartphone, okay? You can go to your iTunes or podcast icon on your iPhone, just do a search, Bill Levinson Experience. It's free. Or go to Stitcher, Spotify, or just go to our website and click on Bill Levinson Experience podcast. You'll see it there. All of the episodes are in front of you. And I'm going to tell you, I had an agent here last week, Jonathan, who's on with us today. And he said to me, Bill, I'll tell you, your podcast is awesome. He said, but you're getting better and better at this. And I was like, oh, thanks. I'm blushing, whatever. He said, that last episode that you did with your Levinson GA, in fact, that's the top one there with the black and white picture. He said, that was my favorite episode. And the reason why is because when that agent was talking, Bill, it felt just like me. I remember going through what this guy went through. And I love to hear him talk about, how real the experience was and how he hit a low and then he turned it around and gave some of his sales ideas and how he spoke about, finding your niche and running with it. I related to that. And he said, that was freaking awesome, Bill. So try to do more of those. And I said, all right, John, no problem. But I wanted to share that with our agents because I think everyone can walk away with some good information, and if you take a little bit from the podcast and a little bit from the webinar and a little bit from one of these websites, then to me, it's a win-win. It's going to help change and grow your practice. And I don't care if you're 15 or you're 88, okay? Everyone can learn a little something. What do they say? When as soon as you stop learning, you might as well call it quits and end everything. So always be open-minded. Next up for the podcast, I have Paul Feldman. Now, this guy is the owner and founder of Insurance Newsnet magazine, the largest trade publication available today in the insurance space. And I'm interviewing Paul for 1 hour. We're going to talk all about life insurance and annuities, and we're going to have the actual episode on Tuesday morning. So we're going to launch that the end of next week. Keep your eyes peeled for that as well. Okay, our last slide here. Enough of my ranting. You're probably sick of us by now. I want to just say a couple things, and then we're going to end the call. I feel like I'm always saying a couple things. So real quick, lots and lots of small talk in the final expense and IUL space, with free leads, with these MLM groups. I feel like you have to be so careful. Now, and I don't want to confuse anyone. We have a lot of MGAs and GAs under us that work with a team of agents, and they bring tons of value and help train their agents, and that's awesome. When I'm talking about MLM, I don't mean a general agency with agents. I'm talking about when there's 10, 20 layers and everyone's got their hand in the pot taking a piece of the commissions and they don't even know who the end user or the agent is. So meanwhile, you're out there hustling, knocking on doors, making cold calls, and there's literally 10 people that are making a piece of your commissions. And then when you want to release, they say no. There's a lot of gray area. I even heard of a story. In fact, it was the gentleman at our expo who we brought in, Paul Caesar, and he said to me that he goes, Bill, I'm making this 220% commission, and it happens to be 220% of 1 month's premium. I'm like, Paul, are you crazy? That was the story we used at the expo when Paul was there. But I also just found out, I saw him last week again at the gym, and he said to me that his name isn't on his own policy. So in other words, if he leaves that agency, guess what? His book of business stays with them. To me, that's crazy, and that's very typical MLM fashion. So ask questions, know the whole story. I hate to see anyone get hurt, especially you're the one that's hustling, okay? You deserve whatever top compensation and co-op lead programs, and especially your name on the policy, and you control your book of business. That was crazy to me. So anytime you see a super high commission, 150%, either the product is outrageous and your client's paying a fortune, it's probably going to be replaced in the next few months anyway, and you'll have a chargeback. Or if you see a super low commission with free leads, check out the leads first, because most of the time it's BS. So ask the right questions. All right, we're going to give away the free tablet, and that goes out to Mr. Corbin. Mr. Corbin, you were number 150 for the registration. And we're going to end with our Positive Tuesday quote. And I'm going to say, it's always best if you're going to listen to these different podcast episodes, you're going to hear different personalities and say, oh, this guy's great, or this girl was awesome, I'm going to try to be like them. No, be yourself. Okay, be you. It took me a while to figure this out, right? Growing up in the sales world. As soon as you can find your niche, whatever that is, if it's working with doctors or, CPAs, or you're going to be the social media king or queen, whatever it is, find your niche, be the absolute best at it, knock down walls, run as fast as you can, be the best in that space. And that's exactly what this quote has to do with. As soon as you figure out that being you is more than okay, your life will change for the best. No more pretending. With that said, have a great rest of the week, a good weekend, great selling, and thanks again. Take care.